Good morning and welcome to TVP World, coming to you live from Warsaw on this Saturday morning. My name is Alex Zelenskyy and these are the latest updates in the world news. Austrian media outlets are reporting that Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy is set to visit the country on June 16th to meet Austrian leaders, including Chancellor Christian Stocker and President Alexander van der Bellen. Further details of the potential visit haven't been provided yet, and the Austrian government has declined to comment. But despite not even being confirmed yet, the visit has already stirred political tension in the country. Austria's far-right Freedom Party leader, Herbert Kickl, has slammed the visit as a foreign policy blunder, claiming it puts Austria's neutrality at risk and could make the country a target in case of escalation. This would be Zelenskyy's first in-person visit to Austria since Russia launched its full-scale invasion of Ukraine in 2022. He previously addressed the Austrian parliament via video in March 2023, though several lawmakers staged a walkout during his speech. Since 1955, Austria has observed a declaration of neutrality. Austria is not a member of NATO, but belongs to the European Union. Donald Trump has shocked the public again by saying, quote, Ukrainians gave Putin a reason to go and bomb the hell out of them. The U.S. president was speaking to reporters on Friday, referring to Russia's missile and drone strike on Kyiv, which took place in the early hours of Friday and left at least 6 people dead. Trump also said he has yet to make a decision regarding potential sanctions against Russia.
If I think Russia will not be making a deal or stopping the bloodshed, 5 and 6 even, I've been saying 5 and 6, now it's more, 1,000 a week, soldiers being killed, and people being killed, not just soldiers, people being killed, but largely soldiers being killed. Yeah, use it if it's necessary. And they've really given me that option. Well, they gave Putin a reason to go in and bomb the hell out of him last night. That's something I didn't like about it. When I saw it, I said, here we go. Now it's going to be a strike.
In an exclusive interview with TVP World, Roland Freudenstein, the co-founder of the Brussels Freedom Hub, spoke on the recent meeting between U.S. President Donald Trump and German Chancellor Friedrich Merz, following rumors of a special deal between Germany and the U.S. to secure more support for Ukraine. Freudenstein said such a deal is unlikely.
When it comes to purchasing American weapons to further help Ukraine, I mean, this is an effort that, first of all, encompasses the entire pro-Ukraine coalition that goes even far beyond the European Union. And when anything that it concerns the U.S. Toughening up sanctions against Russia or joining maybe even the Europeans in tougher sanctions on Russia, is Trump's decision alone. And I don't think that he will, at this point in time, sell this as a bargaining chip for something else that the U.S. gets from any European power, be it Germany or someone else.
Poland is in a state of cyber war with Russia, a Polish minister said on Friday, after the European Union adopted a plan to deal with emergencies, such as attacks on critical infrastructure, internet blackouts, and arson.
European telecom ministers on Friday approved a continent-wide cybersecurity proposal, aiming to stamp out increasingly prevalent and brazen cyber attacks. The blueprint was championed by Poland as it chairs its EU Council presidency, with security central to its mantra. Speaking from Luxembourg, Poland's Digital Affairs Minister Krzysztof Gawkowski said that the policy had broader implications than just the internet.
Poland is just one member state within the European Union. It is an outpost of the free and modern world, bordering on an area where war is waged, bordering a country that is fighting for its survival, Ukraine. However, cyber warfare knows no borders. It is transborder. Cybersecurity affects every country, and the digital tanks can arrive in every European capital.
The EU cyber blueprint highlights the importance of countries' own military capabilities, but it stresses the need to work hand in hand with the NATO military alliance and other member states. This is because if a large-scale incident disrupts a single country's capacity to respond, the chaos could spiral and spill into the bloc. The European Commissioner for Tech Sovereignty, Security and Democracy, Henna Virkkunen, stated the policy will bolster resilience and help member states learn from incidents they are confronted with.
Now when we have also the cyber blueprint in place, we have a solid shared understanding of our roles and responsibilities, and then we can also boost our resilience together when it comes to this very crucial sector. As we know, cybersecurity is an important part of our overall security of our societies, our industries, our member states, and there we have to work very closely together.
Poland reportedly battled 1,000 daily cyber incidents last year, weakening its critical infrastructure. Many European leaders, such as Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk, have pointed the finger at Russia and Belarus for foreign meddling. These attacks have also expanded beyond just issues with desktop computers. Cybersecurity-linked incidents have been reported at local shopping malls, such as the Blaze on Mariwilska Street in Warsaw and in the Baltic Sea, with undersea telecommunication cables repeatedly cut. Cybersecurity has also been touted to feature in the additional NATO spending defence targets. This will be firmed up at The Hague and is estimated to be a part of an additional 1.5% financial boost. And with attacks like this on the rise, many see this as money well spent. Angela Skujins for TVP World.
Outgoing President of Poland, Andrzej Duda, spoke on the phone with his American counterpart, Donald Trump. The former reported on social media platform X. The two presidents talked about U.S.-Polish cooperation, the upcoming NATO summit, and the future Polish President Karol Nawrocki's role in maintaining a good relationship between Warsaw and Washington. Duda added that he also discussed Poland's security, the Bucharest 9 summit in Vilnius, and the upcoming NATO summit in The Hague. The Polish president also reassured Donald Trump that Karol Nawrocki's victory in the recent Polish presidential elections guarantees the continuity of Poland's state policy in its key dimensions, especially in terms of continuing the excellent transatlantic relations and close cooperation between Poland and the United States, both institutionally and personally, with President Trump. And staying on news from Poland, the country's Baltic seaport of Gdańsk, the birthplace of the Solidarity Trade Union, has just become one of the largest container ports in Europe, thanks to a new state-of-the-art terminal. Our reporter Ovidiusz Nicieja was in Gdańsk and has the details.
With the opening of its third terminal, the container port in Gdańsk has increased its annual capacity by some 50%. It already is the biggest container port in Poland and in the Baltic Sea, and with the opening of a new terminal, it's now one of the largest container ports in all of Europe.
We have cranes that are able to handle the largest vessels in the world. We can go up to 24,000 TEU vessels, which is more than the other two terminals. The cranes are 55 meters high, and it's an incredible improvement for Baltic Hub and for the Gdańsk as a port.
Polish officials believe that given the global trends and increasing importance of container shipping, the opening of this terminal opens new possibilities for Poland's growth.
The terminal in Gdańsk is increasing its capacity by 1.5 million TEUs annually. This means that it will be able to handle 1.5 million containers a year, that is 20-foot containers. Goods arrive in these containers, which are purchased not only by Poles, but also by our neighbors from the Czech Republic and Slovakia. The expansion of the terminal increases revenues to the state budget. Last year, the value of customs duties, excise duties, and VAT charged in Polish ports amounted to more than 13 billion euro, that is by 1 billion more than in 2023.
With the construction of this container port, Poland's land area has increased by 36 hectares, and appetites here are high to translate that growth into the growth of Poland's position in global trade. From Gdańsk for TVP World, Ovidiusz Nicieja.
The opening of the new terminal at the port of Gdańsk is a watershed moment for Polish transport infrastructure. Maciej Ziomek of EY Parthenon Poland told TVP World. Our guest points out it's the first deep-water terminal in the country, significantly expanding the port's capacity and its role for the wider region.
This means that this is the only terminal that can that allow ocean vessels to call in the Polish seaports. So the largest container vessels that are used for transshipment of goods between continents would be allowed to call in Gdańsk. This is extension of the existing infrastructure, so we will have more capacity available for such vessels, large vessels. The key destinations are not only within Europe but all around the globe. The Polish seaports are also playing important role in the transshipment between Eastern Europe and Scandinavia. So we have not only container transshipment, but also RoRo, cargo. So using ferry terminals and ferry vessels. But also Poland with very well developed of hinterland infrastructure, especially roads, express roads, would allow us to also serve other neighboring countries like Czechia or Slovakia.
Serbian President Alexander Vučić is trying to split the student movement that has been protesting against corruption and lack of government accountability for nearly a year. The protests continue as Vučić faces a test of his power in 2 local elections this Sunday. Piotr Miszczuk reports.
Whether it's November, February or June, Serbian students don't seem to grow tired of protesting against the ruling party and pro-Russian President Alexander Vučić, who they blame for long-standing negligence and corruption, which in their opinion led to the death of 16 people after a railway station canopy collapsed in the city of Novi Sad in November. But now at least 18 students have been arrested, allegedly for attacking pro-government student Miloš Pavlović and his friends, who, quote, just want to study. But it seems it was Pavlović who incited a brawl at a cafe in Belgrade, according to an NGO, Civic Initiatives.
After he provoked some students in that who were in front of that cafe, someone poured water or beer can on him. After that, pro-regime media created a story that he was assaulted, he was attacked.
This, according to experts, fueled the ruling party's narrative that there is a split among the protesters and that not all students want to demonstrate.
There is this other very small group of students and people who are not students who are pretending to be another group of students, but they're actually organized by the state, they're funded by the government, they have widespread media coverage, and they are basically there to project this kind of kind of an image that there are 2 sides, that there are 2 groups of students and they're somewhere equal in size.
The arrests come amid 2 low-key local elections into municipalities Zaječar and Kosierić, but those are the first since the beginning of the political crisis and the ensuing countrywide protests. However, the pivotal vote might be affected by some significant irregularities observed in the 2 constituencies.
Where I am witnessing here is not a democratic process. There is a system of organized pressure, intimidation, and fear, and voters are blackmailed. Opposition activists are being attacked. State institutions are being exploited to buy loyalty through job offers, medical benefits, and food packages.
Though neither of the cities is the ruling party's stronghold, it's likely that President Vučić's camp will come out on top.
And also because it is only there in these 2 municipalities the government can mobilize significant resources to buy votes, to pressure voters, to basically use all these mechanisms of electoral fraud they used in the past, and now to focus all of this on just 2 localities.
The elections will be held on Sunday, June the 8th. For TVP World, I'm Piotr Miszczuk.
And with that report, it's a wrap for this edition of the World News. But don't go away, as World Talks are up next.